This Houston Texans team preview edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Circus Sports. Circus Sports is giving away $14 million this NFL season. Sign up in Vegas and play from anywhere. Get all the details over at circusports.com. We're also brought to you by our Patreon. Score exclusive perks and content available only to our patrons at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon.
Hey, this is Derek Stevens. I'm the owner of Circa Las Vegas. You're listening to FGPN. Let it ride.
Cox.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, second the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
This is episode 3, and we're finally talking about the Texans. A tradition like none other. Us getting to the Texans early in preview season.
Yes, we got the Texans team preview. We are on team preview number 3.
Oh,
make sure you check
who's
out.
counting?
And make sure you check out the Arizona Cardinals and the Tampa Bay Bucks. Those are fun episodes, fun teams. In some ways, the bad teams or the teams with low expectations are kind of more fun because you can talk yourself into them, which we've been guilty. Ryan, in my show notes, I have in all caps letters, don't fall in love with them this year. I'm not going to do it.
The Texans.
Yes.
Or was that a note for the Bucks and the Cardinals too?
No, Bucks. Well, Cardinals, I'm not in love with. The Bucks at 8-1. I was talking to CJ, aka the man in the box here, in the office, and I go to CJ. I go, Baker Mayfield, Kyle Trask. Yeah, they're not great, but they're 8-1. Desmond Ritter's 2-1 to win the division. It is fun.
Well, it's Arthur Smith. It's Bijan Robbins. It's the three-headed monster.
Oh, yes.
Have we come up?
Arthur Smith has been great at taking advantage of top tier talent.
Come on, you got to give him a little love. He is a guy that's turned down being a billionaire to be a football guy. So just worth noting.
That is true.
Walked away from his family. I mean, he's still within his family, but he walked
he
away.
Still will
his,
get the money.
Yeah, he's still in the family, but he's a football guy. And by the time we have to make a commitment, by the time we do our Falcons preview, we will have a name for the three-headed monster known as Cordell Patterson. Notice I named him first, then Bijan Robinson, then Tyler Algier.
Chat is lit. YouTube.com/Sports Gambling Podcast. Smash! That subscribe button to get in on all these live episodes, team previews. We're always happy to answer your questions there. Yeah. Beezer's picks saying he's hitting 79%. Damian Pierce in best ball right now.
Look at you. That's Dan Jones levels. I will say this, Sean.
Joel the Don, close to our heart, saying Texans still remain Texas's best team. Love that. Love that passion. Love the hatred of the Cowboys.
Could we not agree more?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with him. Ryan, before we get to, so we're going to recap the 2022 Texans, and then we're going to bring on our boy Moonoff, the Machine Manji, to talk about the 2023 Texans. Before we do that, shout out to our new Patreon. Just launched it, Ryan.
Okay.
Already.
Walk me through it.
It's bonus content. Okay. We're going to be doing a monthly SGP Stories podcast. Now you're not going to miss out on any picks, but if you sign up with the Patreon, you get the behind the scenes stories. I mean, we've been degens for professional degenerates for a decade plus. And then, 2 or 3 decades, if you count all the amateur, degeneracy. So you got that, an ad free episode. That'll be a lot of fun. And weekly contests only for our Patreons.
Infinite overlay.
Infinite overlay.
I guess we'd have to factor in some of the cost. I'll do the math later.
Okay, we'll crunch the numbers. Exclusive merch only for the patrons as well, and then all of our pick sheets. So all the college football futures episodes we do, all the NFL futures we do, weekly pick shows, whatever picks we're giving out. those sheets we use and
we
the
write
team
them
preview
down,
sheets.
and we have for years. Maybe I'll randomly post like a 2013 NFL.
Well, and also we will be pulling some stuff out of the archives as well. Like I think we're gonna put up the first ever episode of the Sports Gambling Podcast all the way back in 2011. Maybe breaking down Kramer and I's epic fight about the Eagles getting a look at Nate Sudfeld.
Now it's a fight.
No, I mean the audience thinks it was a fight. Lenny Dykstra's voicemails, I just found those. Kramer getting hypnotized. There's a bunch of stuff. We're breaking down the Texans right now. We don't have time to get to all of it. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. Get in there, support the war against corporate gambling. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon, Patreon. I also,
Sean, I just
sportsgamblingpodcast.com/patron works as well because I knew our audience would struggle as much as I did spelling. So either version works.
That's genius. Nice job. There needs to be a patch involved at some point. If we're battling the corporate overlords, we need patches.
Oh, okay. I like that.
And potentially ranks in the future.
Yes.
Oh, 5-star degens. Oh, Jesus.
All right. We're on to something here. 2022, Ryan, of course, talk
to me.
Now we did have them going over 4.5. They did not. Now, as much as we hyped them up to win the division, at what was the price? Like 25 to 1?
One better placed the $1,000 bet to win 400.
What was our division parlay?
Could be an SGP story. The battle, me versus the Las Vegas casinos to parlay division futures. You're welcome, America. I broke down that barrier, much like some of the great leaders in the civil injustices in this country. They had to take a stand, and I walked all the way back over to the Venetian that day, which made me late to dinner. Over at the Capitol Grill for a tasty, delicious steak.
The place is sweet.
I did get a steak.
So wait, it was Texans and Steelers.
That was it. Want to run it back?
1,000 to win $400,000.
Here's the funniest part.
I like Rams Steelers. What would that pay right now?
What is it? 9 to 1 and 6 to 1.
Yeah.
All right. So 70 to 1.
Still pretty fun.
What do you want to do there? I mean, and I will say privately, I did have a Texans, Falcons, Giants parlay last year. So privately,
I'm still pissed at the Texans because I would have cashed one of the greatest just money line round robins where it was an epic week one. The Bears won outright, had them on the money line. The Steelers survived that crazy game against the Bengals. They won outright. Now the Texans, they were up so much and then they blew it. At least they got the push.
Do you remember what one of us said to the other in the when we were watching the games over at the Westgate? We said, well, there goes the total. That was it. When we saw that tie happen, it's like, well, they're definitely not getting to over.
We knew it. And I don't want to disparage him, but I believe Cousin Mush started counting his Texans money line a win. Like halfway through the second quarter, we're like, "Don't do it, Mush."
It's almost like he leans into the energy.
Yes, he finds it. It's like that. It's like a Pandora's
Jedi.
box. You know, you're not supposed to open it. The Mush stuff, and he does. And he stares right at it.
Yeah.
DVOA rank last year 31, offensive DVOA 31, defensive DVOA 22. So not as bad. Their estimated wins were 3.5. Pythag wins 4.9. So. Kind of what you would expect, I guess.
I mean, I guess
they had the 28th easiest schedule, correct?
Yeah, they played poorly in spite of having an easy schedule. They were one of the most underperformant teams in the league when it cut. I don't believe their offense provided a greater than 0 or above average EPA performance all season long. Measured against the defense. I don't think they put up an offense. So I think that's the story, right? You have a quarterback that's no longer going to be the quarterback. He'll be remembered as being the neck meme quarterback where they just kept making his neck longer and longer. Poor Davis Mills. Shout out to Stanford. I don't know what you can measure out of it. I did pull an interesting nugget from last year's performance. Sean, they went 3-2-1 in their division.
Yeah, they
only lost 2 games in their division. They went 0-11 against the rest of the league.
Whatever it is, they always hang around.
3 road games in the division, 3 wins. No big deal.
And I feel like we've been on this again. We got to chisel the AFC South flow chart in stone.
Yeah, let's get that in Canva. Let's prioritize that one.
Kramer, why don't you bring up the key additions, key losses here for the Houston Texans? Obviously, a huge addition: C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson.
Huge list.
Yeah, I mean the draft picks. They also got the center Juice Scruggs, Tank Dell, the receiver. That's kind of interesting. I mean, the free agents they brought in. They brought in Case Keenum, which kind of flew under the radar, as you
Houston
expect.
Kid threw for a ton of yards at Houston.
But it seems like obviously C.J. Stroud looking to be the day one starter there.
I mean, come on. If you gotta put him on the all scrappy veteran quarterback list. Like,
yeah,
he's in the Taylor.
The
Heineke
NFL
list.
tries to kick him out every
Ryan
year.
Fitzpatrick. These guys are like they're just loose cannons.
Dalton Schultz from the Cowboys, one of the bigger names. Robert Woods, get some receiver depth there. Guard Shaq Mason, I think is worth talking about as well. And then obviously, a new head coach. So
a lot of people shitting on this is no longer draft season, but a lot of people were shitting on the trade, thinking they gave up too much capital. Yeah. And
but
that they signed a lot of vets, but that signals more about them looking to compete now. So when you're talking about them on the field, it makes them a better team. You look at some of these signings.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of nerds who get lost in their fucking spreadsheet and Twitter X threads. By the way, Sean, is this the first time we're live on X?
Yes.
Shout out to DMX.
X gonna give it to you.
We have been a DMX podcast since 2011, Elon. Just so we're all on the same page. But
wait, real? You know what's a weird coincidence with all this X talk? The wrestling fans in our audience will find this interesting. No. I go to the dog food place. I get some dog food for my dogs and some dog shit bags. And then as I'm checking out, the guy behind the counter goes, "Do you know who that was?" And I go, "No." He goes, "Oh man, you must not be a wrestling fan." I go, "Yeah, guilty as charged." He goes, "That's X-Pac."
Oh, shit.
From the
what was their names?
What were they? It was like they were
2 white guys that were like in a rock band or something, but then they also lifted weights and conditioned their hair part time on the side.
He did have really long hair.
That's my favorite part about these tough wrestlers. They also have well conditioned hair.
Yeah, he went as X and X-Pac. I don't know. He was like back in the prime, like WCW.
He would throw the hands
NWO.
over his groin area. Huh?
He was one of the leaders in the NWO.
Wrestling. The fact that wrestling survived and has gotten bigger.
Yeah. Shout
out wrestling.
All right, so let's start cranking out some nuggets here for the Texans. I got a bunch.
Well, do we want to get super fan on? Do you want to get him on now? You want to wait a little bit?
Oh, okay, sure. Let's bring him on.
What did you have anything else about last year?
No, nothing crazy.
All right.
I mean, again, disappointing season. Lovie Smith wasn't going to go down with the ship. Didn't get the memo about tanking, and they're good to go.
Well, is there anything? We interrupted this to talk about wrestling, but any of the other?
The key departures.
Oh, I was about to say something. That's where we were at. Like signing
Brandon Cooks, I think. Maybe you miss him a little bit, but he was also a pain in the ass in the locker room.
You sign Robert Woods. All right. So a lot of the nerds, this is what I was saying. The nerds in their spreadsheets and their Twitter threads, they're sitting here and what they're probably saying, "Hey, this guy's not explosive. He's not going to do a lot." A couple of years back, before Cooper Kupp exploded, these guys were 1A, 1B, and specifically, he's a hell of a block.
Well,
what's he coming into a scheme where they respect receivers who can block? They're going to run the ball. Dameon Pierce is going to be a massively upgraded asset there. He's a steal in the 5th, 6th rounds of fantasy drafts. So I mean, my general take on the situation is that I think they made a bunch of very intentful signings. When you look at Dalton Schultz, you might not see the most explosive guy, but he's clear. They're filling roles. They had the money. They said, we're not going to fake compete this year. And yeah, so all right, let's get. I'm optimistic enough. We don't probably need Munaf's optimism here, but I guess we'll bring him on.
Joining, we're gonna bring on Munaf in just a second, Ryan. As you know, we do ads on the show.
Oh my goodness! Now his face is in. I'm gonna take him off the screen. Hold on, he's gone.
We of course are brought to you by Circa Sports. Make sure you sign up for the Circa Millions and the Circa Survivor contest. I know Munaf is going to be signing up for those. We did a Circa Survivor episode where we walked through the entire Circa Survivor. Unfortunately, it started out with.
How do we do?
Unfortunately, it started out with the Carolina Panthers winning against the Browns, which they would have if the rookie Cade York didn't kick a 58-yard field goal. Fuck you, Cade York.
Yeah, seriously.
But again, the Circa Million Circa Survivor contest, they're the best in Vegas. No rake, great time. You can win millions of dollars, $8 million for the Circa Survivor, $6 million. And these are guaranteed numbers. They also have quarterly prizes, booby prizes, so many ways to win. We're going to be out in Las Vegas, August 24th, 26th. Sign up in Vegas, come out for that weekend, hang out with us. Otherwise, if you find yourself in Vegas between now and when the season starts, you can sign up. I think the cutoff's like that Saturday right before. Just head over to circusports.com for all the details, circusports.com. Now joining us from the NFL Gambling Podcast and the Propcast, Munaf, the Machine, Manji. What's happening, Munaf?
I'm just back. Well, first of all, you guys are in mid-season form already. I see Kramer looks like he's lost a couple pounds there, and you already have that.
Oh, wow.
And you have
I'll
that.
Take the compliment. I
you
like
have that stupid Eagles gear on as well. So yeah, you guys are already in mid-season form.
Well, I'm looking at Munaf's eyes, and I would say he's high, but I know he's not a weed guy.
No.
It's probably just lack of sleep from the kid. So appreciate you burning the midnight oil, hopping on here, talking Houston Texans. Munaf, let's just start from the beginning here. DeMeco Ryans, CJ Stroud, Will Anderson. What were your thoughts as a Texans fan?
Yeah, obviously we knew that we were going to take. Well, let's go back to last season. I know you guys already covered it, but Lovie Smith leaves a big fuck you to you as he kind of walks out the door, and Davis Mills as well. I think both of those guys knew that they weren't going to be back for the 2023 season. At least Davis Mills as a starting quarterback. So, in Texans form, they end up with the number 2 overall pick instead of the number 1 overall pick. And things got interesting, right? We were hearing about some rumors that, some teams wanted to trade up to the number 2 spot and get a quarterback. And maybe that influenced the Texans to take CJ Stroud at the number 2 spot, but we knew that they were going to take a quarterback regardless of where they were going to pick. I think we were surprised to see the Texans trade up to that number 3 pick with the Cardinals. I know they gave up their own first round pick instead of the Cleveland Browns. So I know we'll talk about the schedule later, but I think for the Texans, it was really about cleaning house and getting the fans re-engaged. I know we'll talk about on the field stuff, but the fan base has been disengaged over the past several seasons. And that was really to do with the front office and Nick Caserio and the priest that they had. I forgot his name already, but Jack Easterby. Yeah. So, I mean, once they got rid of him, we knew that this was going to be something to be serious about. And they brought in, head coach DeMeco Ryans, who was a former Texan. He was a fan favorite as well. So that got the fan base excited. Now you have a brand new quarterback in CJ Stroud. So at least the foundation is laid right now for the Houston Texans, at least on both sides of the football and at the head coaching position.
Yeah, and the offense. I mean, they're running that Niners offense. Stroud, as much as we weren't into him in the draft process, he kind of landed in the best spot to be good right away.
Yeah, Bobby Slowick, who was the passing game coordinator for the 49ers, takes over as the offensive coordinator. 6.5 wins was actually the highest win total for the Houston Texans since 2020. So unfortunately, Munaf shows you it's been low expectations and low results here for the Houston Texans. I did find this nugget. Since 2000, there have been 13 other instances where a first round quarterback has started at least 8 games on a team whose win total is 3+ games higher than the number of wins in their prior season.
How'd it go?
Those teams went over their win total only 27% of the time, and only the 2010 Rams with Sam Bradford, aka not a franchise quarterback, and the 2020 Colts, who amazingly started out 11-5, won at least 7 games. So I think I think they're gonna let Stroud start the entire season. You have DeMeco Ryans, a defensive-minded head coach, here steering the ship. I mean, you could talk me into Stroud long term, but I don't know. Like,
you
it's
like
weird.
Dameon Pierce, right?
I do like Dameon Pierce. I like Nico Collins and the Texans. To Kramer's point that he brought up, they are scrappy in the division. They were actually 0-11 though, against teams outside their division.
That's fine.
I don't know, where are you at expectation wise, Moonoff? Like, what is a good season as a Texans fan?
Yeah, I think at least on the win total, 6.5 seems like a bit of a stretch for this team because, I mean, you nailed it. Like last 3 seasons, they haven't won more than 4 games.
Yeah,
over the last 3 years. It's high, and I really do like the under for this team. And I mean, you guys talked about it. They've been really good in the division, but outside of the division, they've been absolutely atrocious. And I think the 6.5 is there for a reason, because take a look at this division. I mean, does anybody really stand out to you? Maybe Tennessee, but I mean, the Texans always seem to split games with them when they play twice a year. But 6.5 seems like a stretch for this Texans team. I think 5 wins is probably where their ceiling's at. Maybe 6.
Wow.
I just don't see them getting a 7.
What's wrong?
It's not the year.
Sean and I have talked about this is the 3rd team, and the first 2 teams were not favored in a single game. The Texans are favored in 3 games, which is crazy if you think about that. They're favored in 3 games, but you got to get 7 to win this.
Yeah.
I know we're going to walk through the schedule. They do have an easy schedule this year, 7th easiest, and all 7. I've heard a lot of people point this out. All 17 games on Sunday, assuming they don't get flexed. Meaning what?
Flexed.
Consistency. Football coaches like that. Other nugget that I pulled out of the schedules, they do play the Titans in 15 and 17. So depending on how the Titans season goes, those could be easier games versus like a Will Levis.
Yeah.
Or a competitive Ryan Tannehill, like an MVP candidate, Ryan Tannehill. Who knows?
Yeah. But I think all 4 teams have a top 7 easy schedule this season, if I'm not mistaken. The AFC South.
Yeah, because they catch the NFC South.
Yeah.
As far as like the roster, I do like their offensive line. I think it's going to be decent. You got Laramie Tunsil left tackle. They brought in Shaq Mason. They got the center in the 2nd round from Penn State. Established the run, has them ranked 13th overall. So I do think, Stroud's going to get some time. But again, it's still, like they had 5.8 yards per attempt last year. Again, some of that is the quarterback. Some of that's the offense, the skill players. It's just, this Texans team seems like this is a transition year.
Yeah.
That being said, I do think a guy like Dameon Pierce, how do you make things easier for CJ Stroud? You pound the rock with Dameon Pierce, you get the play action game going. And I think that's going to, Nico Collins might be interesting. I think there's going to be a couple games during this season where I'm going to be on the Texans money line, but I don't know if they're going to be consistently winning to get in that either division at 10-1, make playoffs at plus 360.
If they, and I'll throw the odds on the screen right now, but if they 6.5 for the total, make plus 520, miss 700, division 10-1, conference 100-1, Super Bowl 200-1. If they win the division, is DeMeco Ryans coach of the year?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's 22-1.
That's a great point, Ryan, because a lot of these like season long stuff, you got to do the math. Like, hey, if they do win the division, what else has to happen for that? And I mean, you might want to put in, Stroud offensive rookie of the year, but really I would take the longer odds with with DeMeco Ryans coach of the year, and rookie head coaches are usually in good spots to win this award because the expectations were so low. They're coming off a 3-win season. So if they do enough to win the division, you imagine at least 9 wins. So you have a 6-win increase. That's usually right around the threshold where you're winning coach of the year.
And like, what did Robert Saleh win in his first year? They still only won like 4 games, right?
What do you mean?
Robert Saleh for the Jets.
First year with the Jets.
I'm just making a comparison to guys who leave Daddy Shanahan.
Oh yeah.
Defensive minded, go somewhere else. He went 4-13. Yeah. So all right, I take that back. That's a bad bad example. I will say I have to say it because I said it for the Cardinals. None of these men have ever coached in this position. That's concerning. The defensive coordinator came over from Arizona, where he was a D-line coach. You mentioned the offensive coordinator. I'm obviously showing a little bit of favoritism, but for some reason, when I look at these bottom dwelling teams, I can get behind the same reason I'm behind the Giants, the Falcons, intentful moves, like purposeful moves. They understand what they're trying to do at minimum. And so DeMeco Ryans has a clear vision. Here's
what I say. They could
vision.
They could be a better team and still be 6-11. 16 times, Ryan, a new head coach has been paired with a rookie first round quarterback. Only 4 of those teams increase their wins by more than 2 games.
Here's how bad my bias is. I literally like
it's so funny for longtime listeners. They'll remember Ryan was rock hard for Matt Schaub and Andre Johnson every year, and the St. Louis Rams. Like those were, and that's the Sam Bradford is not a franchise quarterback was when I snapped on Ryan when we were doing our NFC West preview probably 12 years ago in my garage, and he's like, if Sam Bradford stays healthy, this Rams team, and I just lost it on him. It's a wake up call, Ryan. I like Dameon Pierce.
I
appreciate what they're doing there, but 7 wins is still a lot here. And I guess I'm higher than the rest on the Tennessee Titans.
The second the draft was over, I fired on Carolina and Indy under. Because I was fading rookie quarterbacks, but not my Texans. Not my Texans.
Oh my God.
I don't understand it. I don't know why. It's like, it's almost, I think part of it has to be like some sort of empathy towards teams that suck. But yeah, there's something about that logo. I want to bet on the Texans every year. All right.
They had some decent moments. Like if you look at the EPA and stuff like that, they had some decent moments defensively. So it wasn't a complete disaster.
They were average on defense, which makes me think that a modern scheme like Lovie Smith, that's the other thing. We touched on it earlier, but they rolled out 65 and 64-year-old coaches the last couple years.
I mean, and didn't Moonoff, David Culley, and then
the barbecues. Who can forget?
And then Lovie Smith. It's like it was almost like they were going out of their way to tank. I don't know what was their plans here.
That's exactly what it was. They were going out of their way to tank. Like we knew they weren't going to be a long-term solution. A 64 to 65-year-old head coaches.
Lovie Smith looked like Rip Van Winkle with that giant. He needs like a corncob pipe or something. Like it was just he looks right out of like a fairy tale. I mean. And not as Moonoff's beard is much nicer, but Lovie Smith, it was just this like giant gray thing. You couldn't take that guy seriously.
Yeah, I mean, so like, how does that not just create just a massive organizational step up? The energy in the building. I mean, from all accounts, like Moonoff said, this is not just a guy coming from a great system. It's a former son of Houston, DeMeco Ryans. First of all, it makes me feel old because I remember him playing in college. Yeah, I'm all in. I think I've gotten myself from a little bit in to all the way in. Last thing I'll say, Sean, over the last 2 years, 3-10-1 in 1-score games. This Houston Texans team regression is coming, baby.
I will say this defense probably has the potential to be a top 10 defense. It's going to be the offensive side where they're going to struggle.
All right, so let's play this game in the division. What unit, if you had to bet on an offensive unit or a defensive unit finishing top 10? Which unit is it?
I would
Texans
say defense.
Top 10, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying
defense,
in the whole division, 8 units.
Okay.
So we're talking a lot of units in the air here. But yeah, all the offenses, all the defenses.
Oh, I mean, I
finishing
think
top 10. Jags offenses probably would be a popular answer for playing Family Feud style. I agree. Other than that, I think the Texans could be the best defense pretty easily in this division.
I think the Titans could have a top 10 offense.
Oh, that's right. Because you have Tannehill MVP.
I mean, at 100-1.
All right, you got to watch
8-1 to win the division.
Josh, clip
8-1 to win the division.
Clip Moonoff rolling his eyes at the Tannehill MVP talk.
Moonoff only likes reasonable bets. Moonoff,
he's a freaking Aggie. Come on, Sean. Come on, he's an Aggie.
He's more of a receiver than a quarterback. But watch out.
He's looking at you like you were trying to mow his lawn. God damn. All right, should we I didn't have any big takeaways from the salary. I did do some salary cap analysis for every team this year. Don't have any.
Appreciate that. Right?
Don't have any key takeaways here. Texans do have a decent amount of dead cap, but nothing crazy. And they are like we mentioned earlier, they are strangely, it appears, trying to win now. Signed a lot of veterans on short deals. All right, schedule up.
Shout out to Stephen B. Ranger in the chat. I know he's a big Texans guy. D. Bettis in the chat saying Texans 5-12. Stephen B. pointing out the Texans own the Jags. They'll get one. He's not sold on the Titans. Not surprising there.
It was Steven's friend, the random dude who was a dirt biker, who ended up talking to Colby for a long time about dirt biking.
I think that was a random listener.
That was a random listener.
Houston.
Yeah. Oh man, Colby talking for hours about dirt biking while football's on. While football's on, Colby, damn football guy. All right, first four: at Ravens, Colts at home, at Jags, Steelers at home. I like the balance of the schedule.
I mean, here's the thing:
they're definitely beating the Colts at home.
I want to pick some spots here in the season where the Texans could win outright. And maybe you could normal seasons. Maybe it might be a week one thing, but at Baltimore week one, Harbaugh is so good. That money line's going to be juicy. NFL week one. I can't do it. Colts. I think I like them in that spot at Jacksonville.
That's where they eat their lunch.
I think that's the number's too high, but again, Jacksonville is a tough place to play in September, and then Steelers at home.
Houston. I mean, Houston's got a similar climate. Moonoff will tell you that.
That's true.
Yes.
It's like Florida of the
Don't tell Colby we have a roof.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Reminder: the last time they went to Jacksonville, they won 13-6. Trevor Lawrence went back to his interception throwing ways. Whoa, we don't talk about that. Sorry, we don't
sweep that on the rug, Ryan. Edit that out.
Delete.
He's an awesome quarterback. No complaints on.
All right, 2-2,
1-3. I don't know if I can get that second win. Moonoff, what are you doing here?
I want to go 2-2. I'll say this: the Texans have won 5 games in a row in Jacksonville. I think they'll get that one.
Oh, that I definitely getting that one. And
I'll go 2-2.
Yeah, there you see Moonoff. Where was that when we were talking about the team? You were all down. You're talking under.
It's coming later.
Yeah. Oh no. Shh. All right. Next 4 at my Falcons, Saints. Which, by the way, the Falcons are getting a lot of respect in the points. At Falcons, Saints at home, bye week. All right, right in the middle of the year. That's not horrible. Okay. At Panthers, rookie quarterback there, and Bucks at home. I mean, that stretch. You have Desmond Ridder. You have
it was awesome.
Derek Carr.
Who you love?
Derek Carr, Bryce Young, and Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly Desmond Ridder's the best of that bunch.
I don't know about that. I'd take Baker over Desmond.
Just saying, a lot of winnable games there. A lot of winnable games.
I don't know. You could talk me.
2-2.
Yeah. 2-2.
Yeah, 2-2.
2-2.
There's upside here. I'm being conservative, Sean. Next up.
So wait, you guys both have them 4-4. I have them 3-5.
All right,
here comes the regression.
Debbie Downer over here. Oh my goodness, at Bengals where they are catching 10.5 points. Cardinals at home. Again,
now remember week 11.
Back?
Week 11. That game is going to be key for the Texans because remember the Texans traded their first round pick to the Cardinals to move up to number 3. So they're probably they're going to want to get that game.
Yeah, I mean. They're going to want to be good, so they don't really look like idiots if they give them the first pick with a generational quarterback coming out. Yeah, so they'll be favored. They're favored against the Cardinals. So at Bengals, Cardinals at home, Jags at home, Broncos at home. 3 straight home games there. We haven't had back-to-back road games. I'm not seeing a ton of really tricky spots. Like we mentioned, all their games on Sunday, so they will have the exact same week every week. Groundhog Day for sure in Houston. A more winnable games here. I think they probably split with the Jags, so I got to give this one as a loss. They win the Cardinals game, and I mean, what is this Broncos team? Why are we assuming this Broncos team is going to be anything? 2-2.
I like the Broncos defense against this Texans team.
2-2.
I don't think the spread will close. The opening line here is showing 4.5. I don't think
What do
it'll
you
be
think closes?
quite that high. I think Broncos will be like a 2.5 point road favorite. I'm gonna go. What do I got here? I'll go 1-3.
2-2.
2-2. All right, there you go, Moonoff.
He's too objective. He wants to make sure people understand that he's quantitative. All right, then we have the first back-to-back road spot of the year at Jets, at Titans, Browns
tough.
at home, Titans at home, at Colts. You know,
me. This is simple. I think they split with the Titans and they get either
it could be Will Levis twice.
Colts,
What
Browns.
What if it's Will Levis?
Deshaun Watson returning to Houston, or I think the second time coming back.
Is he allowed to go to? Is he allowed to be in the building?
Team approved massages only.
That's where the dirty deeds went down.
The fact that you have to say team approved massages only.
You have to know when to come.
For me, I'm going to be optimistic. There's a little. They're going to be the hype team next year.
Ooh.
I'm going to say they finished 2-3, a respectable 6-11 under on the Houston Texans.
Barely. Even the hater Sean Green barely got under.
No,
Yes.
it's just a rookie quarterback and rookie head coach. I can't get them that high.
So I'm having them split all the divisional games. So maybe I could have them win both Colts games, split the Titans game. All right. And then Deshaun Watson obviously chokes, returning to the scene of the crime. 3-2.
3-2, Ryan. So you have them going 9-8.
Oh, yes.
Division AFC South champions.
Oh, well, this
Moonoff,
1-4. They're going
1-4.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he also has them going 6-11.
My too bullish. Do I need to downgrade him to 8 and 9? No. Why would I do that?
Ryan,
I mean, if you got them going 9-8, you might as well bet them to win the division.
You know what? Here's what I'll say.
10-1.
I think if you are into the Texans this year,
are you going to do your Texans PR tour? Because I enjoyed that. Make playoffs is +520, miss playoffs -700, division
not
10-1, conference 100-1, Super Bowl 200-1. To me, I'm not on any of these. No. Just give me the under 6.5.
Yeah,
I'm definitely my first over of the season for sure. 100% my first over of the season. I also think, I mean, look. Nico Collins, right? Guy, he can block. Robert Woods, he can block.
Yeah.
They brought in guys who can catch the ball. Dalton Schultz, and everyone's forgetting. You remember that fun Alabama team with Bryce Young and Jameson Williamson? You know the other wide receiver was guy by the name of John Mechie.
Oh yeah, John Mechie coming back. I haven't mentioned him yet.
People are talking about him like he's chopped liver, and then you got C.J. Stroud telling management, "Yo, I worked out with this Tank Dell motherfucker. He could be like your Debo Samuel."
Yeah.
They go out and draft him again. They have a plan now, whether or not the culture can flip right away. I didn't see any good back-to-back road spots for them to do culture building stuff, but hopefully training camp has some bowling nights, a couple movies, maybe a sleepover. And let's see what kind of guy CJ Stroud can be. I think you play CJ Stroud, offensive rookie of the year, +850. Will Anderson, defensive rookie of the year, +400. John Mechie, comeback player of the year, +3,000. Cancer is almost dying on the field.
No,
it's not dying on the field, but it's close.
I mean, John Mechie's
I'm not done, Sean.
John Mechie's a great story.
DeMeco Ryans, coach of the year at 22-1. Because I'm with you. I do think there aren't many situations where they win the division and he doesn't get this award. But just in case, let's also sprinkle Texans to win the AFC South.
So wait, are those all the bets you're on?
Well, yeah.
Boy.
Oh wow, that's a laundry list of losers over there.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna
sprinkle a unit around. I mean, the only thing. All right, so I'm going big, full unit. CJ Stroud, rookie of the year. Will Anderson, rookie of the year.
All right, write all those down. I didn't have time.
I got them right here. I'll put them in. Don't worry about it. I know you're.
Want to make sure the sheet's accurate for all the Patreon listeners out there. For me,
sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon.
There you go.
Leave a review for the sheet on Apple Podcasts if you don't mind. This team preview one is pretty beautiful.
Ryan really put a lot of time into it, so he would appreciate.
Wow, I feel like you're mocking me.
No. I would never mock your spreadsheet abilities. Excel whiz.
This isn't about abilities. This is about judging another man's art.
So I put my hands in the grass. Ryan's in.
You want to talk about hand? I was leveling Earth the other day, literally leveling the Earth with my bare hands.
It's Kyrie Irving with you.
Oh wow! No, I mean,
The Earth is already level according to Kyrie.
Oh yeah,
Doesn't need
maybe you're
any
showing him the
leveling.
way.
I would love to watch Kyrie watch Beyond the Curve, that
that is
documentary
pretty good.
where they crack the flat Earth myth.
All right. Here we go. We got for my bets. It's simple. Texans under 6.5. I do like my boy Dameon Pierce. I do think between the Shanahan style offense where they're going to be running a bunch of like inside zone stuff, whatever that is, he's going to get some opportunities to run. They're going to run a ton of play action. I think he's good in fantasy. And give me Dameon Pierce most rushing yards at 32-1.
I left that one for you, by the way. I'm also on that one.
It's kind of it's on the long shot area. I don't know if they can get to this if they're behind a bunch, but I don't think they're going to be
How many carries do you think it takes?
Well, we were doing the math. What was it?
Because I think
it's like in the 300 realm, right?
Look, I know they brought in. We didn't talk much about it, but they brought in Devin Singletary. Obviously, and again, they signed him for a reason. He's going to fit a role. It's probably going to be more to do in the passing game. But then you read all. I mean, again, Mudoff much closer to the situation, but you read there's been a lot of positive things being said about Dameon Pierce being used in the passing game. So, I
like him fantasy. I mean, I think the case study is, like the Raiders last year, right? Like I mean, they weren't a particularly good team. What did they finish? 6-11. Like I think the Texans are going to this year. They gave Josh Jacobs 340 carries. I think Dameon Pierce could hit that number, and his yards per attempt were pretty good. I mean, Dameon Pierce passes the eye test. I think how do you help a rookie quarterback? You feed your workhorse running back the ball. I don't think there's anyone else on the roster really stealing touches for him.
I love that play, John. I love that play.
I mean,
I'm in on it.
Let's go.
All right.
Mudoff, what do you like prop bet wise besides under on your Houston Texans?
I mean, you talked about Dameon Pierce, right? Usually I play unders on player props for the season long, right? But the one I really do like is Dameon Pierce over 900.5 rushing yards. Last season, he ended up playing 13 games, 220 rush attempts, 939 yards, and we saw what he can do after contact. And then yards per carry was at 4.3. If you guys are talking about that, if he's going to get 300 carries, that's well above 900. He should be around 1,200, 1,300 yards. So I see a 900.5 for his total rushing yards prop. I like the over on that. And Sean, you mentioned it, for him to lead the league in rushing yards. I see a 35-1 out there as well.
Okay. I'm going to adjust mine to 35-1.
Yeah.
I'm getting down over at Munoff's book.
Just value hound.
And sorry, what was the yardage on Dameon Pierce over how many?
900.5. So 901. Yeah.
Okay. There's some other fun Dameon Pierce ones I'm seeing on some of these team specials. What do you think about this one? Dameon Pierce, 100+ rush yards in 8 games. That is 14-1.
That's I just did the math. It's bad, really bad math.
Because he didn't play a full season last year, and he got 2, but then he had a 94-yard game.
Think about his weekly price. Like in the beginning, before they start realizing how dominant he is.
Yeah.
It's going to be high 60s, low 70s, maybe at the max.
I mean,
so you're already talking about plus 250, 200 for a game.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep your shekels in your pocket here. All right. Let's go. You're in France now. Watch out for pickpocketers.
Serial in the chat saying Texans to score 1 touchdown in each game. That's plus 500. I don't know.
Exacta fun. You want some exacta fun? Houston and Tennessee, top 2 exacta.
What's that?
20-1.
What? I don't like.
Oh, I guess it's 10 to. Yeah, that's not good.
Because I mean they're 10-1 to win the division. Titans are 8-1, right?
No, Titans are like 3.
Oh, sorry, they're down
change.
to like 4-1.
Yeah,
I was thinking of the Bucks.
That's not. I'm going to lean into that one. I'll do that too.
Ryan's adding. Ryan, your beautiful spreadsheet's going to be uneven because you are the scales are tipped so heavy.
We got this.
Heavy for the Houston Texans.
Yeah, we'll tell Josh that this is coming in heavy.
coming in hot. All right, Moonoff. Any other plays? Final thoughts here for the Houston Texans. Your Houston Texans. If you had to pick one game for them to win on the money line as an upset, which game you like?
Oh man, as an upset, I think it's probably the
Seems
game.
like you like the Jags
in Jacksonville. Yeah, I mean, like I mentioned, they've won 5 straight road games in Jacksonville. They just find a way to win. But if you want a favorite bet, maybe it closed out a pick 'em, maybe a game of the year. It has to be Week 11 against the Cardinals. I mean, they know that they have to trade that pick over to the Cardinals.
He called it a game of the year.
Yeah,
game of the year. Cardinals at home.
Yeah.
Week 11.
I will say, so if you asked me this question, I think the Jags is the obvious answer, or any road game in the division. But the Bengals, when they play the Bengals are coming off a Buffalo game on Sunday Night Football, probably going to have some emotion coming out in that one. Then they have at Baltimore and Pittsburgh the following 2 weeks. So mega sandwich spot here. And guess who they have before Buffalo? At San Francisco. So literally Houston is the turd in the middle of a 5-game stretch of death.
For who? The Bills?
Bengals.
No, Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
I'm saying
okay.
Cincinnati has brutal games at San Francisco week 8. Buffalo week 9 on Sunday Night Football. Then they have the Texans, and then they have at Baltimore.
But it's a look ahead spot for the Texans because they got the Cardinals next week,
Cardinals.
aka the game of the year.
I will be on the. I have a feeling every time the Texans are 3-1 or more on the money line, we're going to be talking about it on the show. That's just it's the matter of fact. I like those juicy dogs, Sean.
Yes.
Shout out to DMX.
Juicy dog. Shout out to X-Pac as well, who likes dogs as well. He's big. Shout out to him running into him at the dog food place. Appreciate you calling in, Moonoff. Make sure you follow Moonoff on Twitter at SportsNerd824. And check out all his podcasts, the MLB Gambling Podcast, NBA Show, the NFL Gambling Podcast, back better than ever. Propcast got you covered. So many ways to win with our favorite guy, Moonoff, the Machine, Manji. 2-a-days continue tomorrow. Although tomorrow night, we're going to be doing a special pros versus Joes fantasy best ball.
Don't tell them we're the pros.
Yeah, we are the pros,
but we have the longest odds.
Someone made up odds, and the Joes have better odds on us to win this best ball fantasy thing. It's kind of insulting, but
is it?
No,
I like a chip on my shoulder.
I love being
Sean.
a scrappy dog.
So I love a chip on my
We're gonna have a lot of fun. That is tomorrow, 7:00 Pacific. YouTube.com/sportsgambling podcast. Appreciate everyone that's already signed up for the Patreon. You guys are the real heroes. Sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. I know a lot of people say the teachers are the real heroes. I think the troops are heroes. Oftentimes, I know Ryan disagrees with that, but the Patreon subscribers are the real heroes.
It's only mailmen.
Participating in the sports
mailmen I have a war with.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second the money green. He's Ryan.
I'm really excited about my Texans this year, Sean.
Kramer, let it ride.